Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jenn, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. So this week's nutrition nugget is focusing on fasting. So let's set the stage to understand something fundamentally. Our bodies are machines, eating machines. And after air and water, food or fuel is next in line as critical to survival. So one of my mentors said in her book, quote, "Our bodies are actually in a continual state of hunger, which is intermittently relieved by eating." Right? So what happens if we don't eat? And I think this idea comes from a few philosophies that have circulated, right? One is the calories in, calories out. We should just eat less. And other times it's a philosophy of trying to detoxify, or we're told that by not eating or only drinking, it can help us clean out our body, or philosophy of fasting for a period of time, whether it's, a day each week, a few days a month, or even periods of time every day. And for some, I've heard too that this becomes a thing about mental control and controlling our body or conquering our hunger, right? That there's this mental fortitude about conquering the hunger. And I just want to caution you guys, and for others, this can be intended to induce weight loss and all these things. And we'll address each one, but I just take this with a word of caution, right? So here's the thing. When we don't eat, our body goes into survival mode and the starvation response. So at first you might lose weight, and potentially dramatically, but then with no sustenance for an extended period of time, our body starts to burn muscle as fuel. And therefore we lose muscle, which is counterproductive because muscle dictates metabolism. So we've actually further damaged our metabolism by not eating, and that can eventually lead to more weight gain. Some people tell me that, I'm not fasting for days on end. It's a chunk of the day. And if you tune into our show often, you know that if our blood sugar is too low, which can happen as a result of extended periods of time without food, our body goes into the starvation response of survival mode. And what that means is that extended periods of time without food, that starvation response says, I have to survive. And so metabolism slows down. All non-essential functions slows down, including our immune system and digestion, and above all, the ability to even build muscle. So our body says to itself, I don't know when the next meal is coming. I have to survive. So I have to hold on to everything I get. Our body holds on to that as fat. So now, even if when you do eat, you're ordering steamed fish and vegetables, but that's, the first meal you've had in a really long time, your body is storing that steamed fish and vegetables as fat. So the number on the scale might go down, but what you're losing is water and muscle and sometimes bone. And then what we eat is stored as fat. So again, as I always say, we want to be measuring body composition and body fat percentage. So I've also heard from people that they feel tons of energy and alertness and brain focus when they fast. And this is a huge indicator that you are in the survival response. Your brain is trying to make sure that you can outsmart the saber-toothed tiger that it thinks is chasing you, right? It's for the purposes of optimal health and weight management, most people are not operating at their best when they're fasting. A total fast depletes your body of nutrients. And since many of these nutrients are, used by the body or excreted, it's not sufficient for our system to get 1 or 2 meals in a day and try to push through the rest on empty. So it can actually create more toxins in the body because of what it's using to burn as fuel. I've also heard, the idea of fasting for healing. And there are perhaps a few circumstances where this can be good, but it's certainly not applicable to the majority of people. And truth be told, fasting is rarely recommended in traditional healing systems. So what fasting do I like, right? If I've just told you all the reasons why we don't want to fast. So what's the name of the first meal of the day? Greg, what's the first meal of the day?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Break fast. So the fasting I like is from dinner to breakfast, right? If you have severe sleep issues, you may want to align your food and fueling with the hours of daylight. So if perhaps you wake up hours before the sun comes up, maybe you're not eating until the sun comes up. But that would really be the only time where you're not fueling your body when you're awake and doing things. So all in, the only fasting I recommend is from dinner to breakfast. And during daylight hours, let's focus on properly fueling our body for optimal performance, both physical and mental. So there you have it, guys. The answer to fasting. Greg, thank you again for joining me from afar.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
As always, I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram at Jenn Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Our Facebook page is at the same handle. And we want to hear from you. So submit your questions, your ideas, and please send us your takeaway videos through social media so we can feature you. This is really the best way to, reach out to us and learn more and tell us what you want more of on the show. Of course, if you're not already, join the membership program by going to glow.fm/salad with a side of fries. And this week, you're getting the grilled halibut with mango citrus slaw and 15% off from our partner, Lumiere de Vie, in honor of Father's Day and their men's line, Lumiere de Vie Homes. Everybody, remember, you've got this. So take it one day at a time, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Thanks, Jenn.
Thank you. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.